Darren. Welcome to my back garden. If you're wondering about these, it's so I can use them as microphones while I'm talking to the camera so you can hear me. I built a doghouse. Now I know there's heaps of different dog houses on YouTube, so what makes this one special? Well, nothing. I just like it because I built it. I built it the way I wanted. I say that, it actually went through a number of different iterations from design to completion. Originally there was going to be a porch on one end, or a veranda. We've decided not to do that because that was just going to dominate the back garden too much. Also, I was going to have an overhang before, but would have been in the way of the door, so that was scrapped. But anyway, this is what I've decided on. It's made from recycled floorboards with pine framing, and it's made so as it could come. It was originally erected in the garage, but designed so it could be pulled apart, moved up here, and reassembled in the back garden. The front and the sides are all individual panels, as is the floor, and the roof is all one piece as well, so that came off. But you'll see how that all goes together in the bits of video I've got. Unfortunately, some of the video was corrupted, so there's bits missing. Sorry about that, but this is what we've got. Cheers.
Well, we were originally going to make this 2 meters long, but after careful consideration, we've decided that that's just too big for the back garden. It'll just dominate. So it's going to be this size now, which is 1.2 meters long. That'll be big enough, and it won't dominate the back garden in quite such a way. And it's going to be a fairly traditional style doghouse now. If you've seen my previous videos, you know that I prefer to use recycled wood where possible. I was lucky enough to come across some old floorboards that weren't being used. They were going to be thrown out. So these are what we're going to use for the side panels of the doghouse. You can see here it's a bit rough on the inside, which would normally be the concrete or floor side of the floor, floor side of the floor, bottom side of the floor. And it's great because it's tongue and groove too, so it's going to make great panels because we can stick it together. We won't get a draft through it. So that's going to come in very handy and cost nothing. You can see here how the frame and panel sides fit together. So each of the frame pieces has a rebate cut into it, or a dado, made to accept the panel on the sides. And you can see there each of the rebates. In the side panels they're stopped before they reach the end. That will leave me room to put the domino in to connect it to the next piece. On the edges they go straight through because the domino doesn't fit on that face on those ones. So if we turn this over, the domino will fit on that face on this one, just here on the end, so it won't be an issue. And we need it to extend out through the end to allow these boards to then extend into these pieces. This is going to be the front frame of the doghouse. This area is going to be the door. You can see it in the picture there. And this area will be filled in with the floor panelling I've been using for the side panels. So because I need this area to be blank, when I run the channels for all the rebates for the panels to fit in this area, I won't be going past here. I'll have to stop. Otherwise I'll end up with a ridge all the way down. Likewise on the top. And I won't be running a ridge down this piece either, or a rebate down this piece, for the same reason. There's just no need for it. But this one I will need. And likewise there. So the idea is to be a channel all the way around here to hold the side panels in. On the front panel of the doghouse, we have, of course, the door for the dog to get in, and this vertical here. Now this vertical here will be joined to the top and bottom beams via dominoes. But one of the problems that arises when you're trying to put dominoes midway along a beam or a board is, how do you align the actual domino machine? Okay, there's nothing to reference it against. I'll be using this attachment again on the plate of the domino jointer to stop it slipping sideways on the wood. So this effectively will be gripping the wood like such. I've decided to use my Izzy Swan round the corner square as a reference guide for lining up the domino jointer. Why? Because I know it's going to be square. And it clamps on well. Hats off to Izzy Swan for inventing this. It's a great little device. So, okay, I'm going to drop that down, line that up with the line we drew earlier. And that will be my reference when I go to do the dominoes. Now I need to cut the mortises on the upright to fit there so it lines up. So again, at the offset here, in the camera, yep, but then the offset here needs to be also the base of the unit to the bottom of the bit. So we'll just do that flat on the table. But what I want to make sure is that when it all goes together, everything is in the right place. So this is the inside of the door. Inside of the door, inside of the door, and that bit of chalk will stop me mixing them up later on, stop me getting anything on the wrong side because I'll be able to check for it. Just eliminates a chance of error, that's all. And there we are. These holes should align very nicely now, which we will see if I put a domino in there. Give me a second, I'll be back with a domino. Voila! What you see in here is one of the side panels leaning up against what's going to be the floor, or is the floor, I suppose. That's made of marine ply. Again, I've used marine ply because being outside, you want it to stand up to the weather. The side frame, or the framework of the sides is only pine, but I'm going to seal that with spar varnish or outdoor or marine varnish, whatever you prefer to call it, and that should make that nice and waterproof. The flooring that's making up the side panels has already been treated, but I'll go over that with another coat of varnish anyway, just to make the whole thing look shiny and new. I'm putting the pocket holes on the inside of the house so as they won't be seen externally. It'll also keep the weather off them to a large extent, stop water and what have you from the rain getting inside the screw holes and causing the wood to swell. I've gone with pocket holes here because it's going to be easier to use pocket holes to assemble them temporarily in the workshop and then finish the roof off. Then I can pull it all apart again and transport it up to the back garden where it's going to be used by the dog, of course. And that's going to be a lot easier if I can take it back into pieces, hence the need for screws in the corners. Glue, of course, would prevent it from coming apart again. For the same reason, the bottom panel will be held on with screws, or the floor, I should say. I've screwed the wall panels together and screwed them in turn to the floor panel and placed it on the floor of the workshop so as I can work on the roof. So over here I've built myself two gables. So those two gables, this one closest is going to be on the back of the doghouse, the one furthest from us is going to be on the front, and they will form the main supports for the roofing beams, and then on those roofing beams I'll use the same material I've used for the walls to build the actual roof tiles effectively, or roof planks. I'm lining the bottom of the doghouse with artificial lawn. I figure that'll be easy to clean and comfortable for him to lie on. Of course, down this end of the bed will be a cushioned dog bed as well for warmth.
So here's the close-up tour, front door. And when you first go in the front door, you can see we've got the artificial lawn there for him to lie on in the warmer weather, with his little head hanging out the door here. And when he's a bit colder, you're not going to see it very well because it's a bit dark, but there we go. We've got his cushioned bed on that side. It's a decent size in there. We can both fit. It's a tight fit. All right. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this has been some help, and have a great day. See you later.
There he goes.